In this video, we're going to look at Android Toast and Android Log. So the toast is something that pops up and can be used to tell a user what's going on or something's wrong. And it can also sometimes serve the coder a similar purpose. And then the log is a more behind the scenes thing. And again, to sort of tell a coder how far the program has gotten, what a certain variable value is, and so forth. So here we see the code for a log with a capital L.d, open parentheses, and then there are two arguments. One is a tag that sort of identifies the log, and then the other one is some message. So the tag will be useful for finding it among the output from a program, and then the message will be some particular thing about the program, often a variable value or a got this far kind of message. Underneath that, we are seeing the toast. So it starts with toast, capital T, and then we are using a make text method, which has three arguments. The first is a context, and we can usually use just the word this, meaning the context of the current application, and then some message which we want to toast. So we're keeping it simple here, just saying hello toast, but it often might be some error message for the user or a variable value so far, what have you. The third argument is a duration for which the toast will appear. And there are two sort of standard built-in toast constants, a sort of a length underscore long and a length underscore short. And then the last is a dot show. You can't just make the text. If you don't show it, the user's not going to see anything. If the text toast make text show doesn't work, typically the problem is that first argument, the context argument. And so it's nice to have some sort of backup things to try. And so you can try replacing this with application context or base context. These are often things that will work when this does not. Well, I pasted the code that we talked about on the previous slide into my main activity on create and got red squigglies all over the place. So log is seen in red, toast is seen in red, and we see at the top my main activity KT is all squiggly and so on. This is because these classes need to be imported. So that's what we'll do next. In Android Studio, if I put my cursor inside a red word, I will get a hint that will tell me that I can hit Alt-Enter. And then when I do hit Alt-Enter, it will bring up a sort of context-sensitive menu, and the first item on the list is going to tell me that it will import for me the corresponding class. And so then I will sort of double-click that option in the menu to carry on with importing. After hitting Alt-Enter, all the red was cleared up, but we don't necessarily see what was going on, because what was going on was that we added to the imports, and the imports are often collapsed. But if we hit that little plus next to the 3 where it says import, then it will show us our imports, and we can see now that there is an import for the log and an import for the toast. We see here the result of a toast, so that rounded rectangular gray area at the bottom then says hello toast. So toast is sort of very inobtrusive, that it shows up, it's temporary, and the user is not forced to close it or acknowledge it in any way. It will just disappear. So there are times when we want something more in the way of an error message that the user will have to acknowledge, then we'll want something else. We can have a little more control over our toasts, but if we really want to interact with the user, we probably want that other thing. Now we are looking at the output from the log statement in our code. So we are in Android Studio. We are not in the AVD. This is not something for the user. This is something for the coder. We are in Android Studio. You can see the result of a log when you click on the sort of that Run tab at the bottom. There are all sorts of output from running an Android project within Android Studio, and these log tags are one of them. These logs are one of them, so hence for the tag, so it gives you something to easily search and find your messages.